Supporting children in the home. PTSD symptoms can come on unexpectedly and cause huge personality shifts in the person experiencing PTSD symptoms. The outward signs can be very scary for kids. Children in homes with PTSD, while quite resilient, may need extra support to have a quote, normal childhood. Our daughter has basically grown up in a house with PTSD. I did my best to shelter her from the real struggles of our home, but the reality is that there is no way to fully protect a child from the sometimes chaotic and emotionally charged nature of a home like this. You, as family members, may have different philosophies on how much children should be exposed to. I am not a child mental health worker. I do, however, know what has worked for our family. First, we are honest about the PTSD and why Dad has PTSD. We always wanted our daughter to understand that she was safe even when Dad would wake up screaming or was generally afraid. This was particularly important when she was a toddler. My husband might scream out, "Be careful!" because in his mind he was back in Afghanistan, and that debris on the side of the road was potentially an explosive. She needed to know that even though his mind was tricking him, we were all in reality safe. She needed to know that we did not need to be scared with him. For better or worse, our teen is an only child. She has always been in it alone when it comes to being the child of a man with severe PTSD. As she gets older, her understanding of the situation has grown, and in some ways that has made it more stressful for her. One of the best things that we have done over the years is to connect her with the school counselor. It's important for children to have someone outside of the house to talk to. This person should be someone who can provide support without having an emotional investment in the family situation. Grandma might be a great listener, but she will bring her own feelings and biases to the conversation. This should be a chance for your child to truly dump icky feelings and get feedback from someone who understands children and hopefully also understands trauma. This is not someone to necessarily treat your child in a medical way. It is someone to take the load off them, even if it's only for a short time. Don't get me wrong, mental health therapy will more than likely be needed at some point for everyone in the house. PTSD can create a real pressure cooker for the survivor and their families. Children also need non-structured time that is just about them in a calm environment. Living in a house with a person who has PTSD, special needs, medical needs, or all of the above takes away from the family members who are the most well. And that usually means the spouse or a partner and the children. If you are the other parent or supportive partner, you are likely exhausted, and the last thing you want to do is make special time for yet another person. But it needs to happen for the health and well-being of the children. If you have multiple children, I would consider making a rotating schedule. Week 1, Johnny gets a few focused hours. Week 2 is Annie's week. Week 3, Amanda gets her hours, and so on. Maybe week 4 is date night with your partner, or day date. I know we're all tired. Special time with the kids does not have to be elaborate. Sometimes my daughter and I simply drive down by the river and chat. She needs me, as the non-PTSD parent, to really see her and really hear her, even if that means an overly long chat about anime. And I hate anime. No matter what you do, there is a good chance that the person with the PTSD is going to pull more than their fair share of time, energy, and attention. Make sure that the kids don't fall through the cracks. If you are a single parent and the one with PTSD, that creates a whole different dynamic. I can't adequately speak to that scenario, but consider who you can go to not only to support you, but to support your children. Maybe grandparents, aunts, uncles, or friends can help out. Who doesn't love grandma time? But if you feel like you've burnt all those bridges, I get it. Relationships are heavily impacted by PTSD. Keep looking. There are people who will understand and support you. If you are struggling to find support, start looking for support groups and supportive organizations. See the resources guide. Let's talk about school. We can't talk about kids without acknowledging the fundamental role school plays in kids' lives. Guess what? School wasn't built for kids with behavior problems, and there's a good chance your kids have behavior problems. They likely live in the land of behavior problems. Whether the family member with PTSD explodes or retreats into themselves, there is an impact from PTSD on the children in your home. Your child may explode or retreat into themselves as a result of their own feelings. They may also be the class clown that won't stop interrupting class, or the kid who punches other people because they did. Kids don't always know why they're acting out. They simply have pain or discomfort that they need to get rid of. No matter how many counselors they see or fun trips they have, there is a good chance the school is going to call with concerns. Honestly, I would rather have my daughter act out than hold everything in. It's ultimately healthier. If you get that call, consider how you react to your child. If you're struggling, so are they. We can't expect perfection from our children while raising them in horribly imperfect worlds. Everyone struggles in some way, PTSD or not. When my husband is deep in PTSD, I am almost assured to get a call from school about behavior or C grade slip. It feels like a punch in the gut. Things are already hard enough at home. That's the time to step back and consider the motivations behind your child's actions. Again, if the adults are struggling, the kids are really struggling and maybe feeling ignored and unsupported. I still have high expectations for my daughter's behavior and academic performance, but I also know what she's going through. One of the hardest things for our family has been a normal social life. PTSD comes when it wants to. It doesn't care if we have dinner plans, work and school activities, or if there's supposed to be a sleepover. We can't plan when Afghanistan is going to visit. It doesn't matter the source of trauma. PTSD raises its ugly head whenever it wants to. As a result, we have become increasingly careful about planning things in our own home. The upside is that the more honest we have become about living with PTSD, the more support and kinship we have found. We recently had a friend from a sports team come over to visit with his mother. We learned that both his mom and his dad have PTSD. He and our daughter found immediate support in their shared experiences. When I was planning this section, I wanted to talk about sheltering children from the chaos of PTSD. But as I reflected on the last decade, it seems a cruel goal. PTSD creates chaos. It's our job, and certainly our goal, to give our children the best experience that we can without setting ourselves up for failure. It's a good idea to have childcare options available at all times. Sometimes I just needed to get our daughter out of the house while things calmed down. Family and friends are good resources, but that's not always an option. Consider local childcare facilities or providers and after-school programs. The federal and state Departments of Human Services have tons of great information on finding and affording childcare. You can find more information in the resources guide. Next, let's talk about caring for caregivers.